Hello and welcome to Editing with My Wife, now with a little bit more of a rush. My name's The Hooded Philosopher, and I'm being rushed by Cheesy Loops. But I love her, and this is all just a joke. How you doing today, Cheesy Loops?
Why do you think I'm rushing you? I gotta go to bed soon.
Yeah, she got to get up at 4 in the morning to go to work.
Ew.
Ugh.
I told the boss she can't take Mondays off, and then she takes more Mondays off.
Yeah, that's just how it is, isn't it?
Oh. It's okay.
You're making a mushroom there, huh?
I did. I finished. Look at the mushroom.
I'm going to attempt to make a mushroom.
I told Hooded he needs to try to make something on the click because he keeps saying you can't do it.
It's not really can't. It's like
But look,
the amount of effort it takes for me to do this kind of fine work projects and get the amount of detail you could is a much larger amount of time.
Look at this mushroom and tell me how much detail's in there.
You know what? I could get to there, maybe. Maybe. We'll see.
Okay, so while I read Hooded's gonna make a mushroom.
Well, no, I'm gonna mark this. I'm gonna review my writing as scrupulously as I can. There's a good word.
Scrupulously.
I need to be scrupulous, right?
Scrupulous.
Or is it like non-scrupulous? I don't know what's going on. I used a bad word. Should we Google scrupulous?
Google scrupulous real quick. You're gonna take me do it on my phone?
Yeah, my phone is the camera, and I'm not sure what would happen if I tried to open the computer screen.
Okay.
I think it might show up over
Hush. Scrupulous.
Because there's no way you know how to spell that. I don't either.
Diligent, thorough, and extremely attentive to detail.
Okay, so I was using it correctly. I want to go through it scrupulously.
Very concerned to avoid doing wrong.
Yes. Be very scrupulous. Maybe what we're learning is that Cheesy is quite scrupulous in her own right.
Scrupulous?
Like generally, you're a scrupulous person. What you just described there.
I don't like doing things wrong.
Yes.
I do things right.
It's like a little bit of meticulous in there too. Diligent and careful.
Do it right the first time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, you're putting it in such a negative light.
That's why I was always in my brain.
Right, your brain. Let's go ahead and continue on before we get too deep into our personal lives.
Make me a mushroom.
People need to ask for them.
Chapter 9. A Long Walk.
Oh, with good company. It's going to get me every
You got
time.
it once. In 9 chapters, you've gotten it once.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to do?
Alright. Sleep invited her. She slept deeper than she had thought possible. Her dreams were a Frick and his touch she had been too long without. She regretted waking up. She hoped that this would be the last night she would sleep without holding him. The hat did too. She could feel it. Zeka filled her bag with various things from her bronze home. When she finished, she said, "Take us back." May pulled on the muscle, sending them back where they were when they left the horses. They hopped on them, continuing the journey. The trees told the town's name was Loglass.
There should be a me.
Long.
It's either lawn glass or long glass. It's one of those two. However you want to say it. But it's one of those two if you read the letters there. Long glass or long glass or long last. Oh man, whatever.
What'd you think? And then Anne of Treecan is the arcane disciple there.
And I don't know why of is there. I should say Anne Treecan is the
He will help us find Prince Eric, Zeka explained. The started out with their hoses, expecting the journey to take off.
They got out with them hoses. Gotta be careful running around with them hoses.
Them hoses.
It makes your journey take all day.
They are magical, so it's not too... Yes, it's horrible. Okay. I remember Treecan. He was a kind young man. Back in the war, at night, we can hear him crying. He told us it's for all the people he killed. But I secretly thought he was just afraid to fight. She paused, looking into the foliage. They continued in a softer tone.
Then continued. Okay. Oh, the continued is what you see.
He disabused me of this thinking the first time I saw him fight. There was no anger in his eyes, no determination in his teeth, no joy in his breath, just sadness, a yearning to stop the madness. She looked into the trees again, this time responding. Truly he was a hero. Regardless, he never made it our problem. Though fighting for good was never as enjoyable with him around, Zeka said, not really thinking too much about what she was saying. It is commonplace for the disciples of nature to be of that demeanor. Maybe he missed his calling, May wondered aloud. She was idly feeling around her newfound powers, like her mind could wrap around it, feel the size and strength without doing any of that pesky tightening. Though she did truly want to know what she was capable of. I can feel all the muscles. They're everywhere. Is there anything I can do? She asked Zeka, changing the subject. Zeka raised an eyebrow at May. Most of my powers are aided by the one that keeps me youthful. However, there are a few for combat purposes, and others for daily life. The danger is ever present. If you pull the wrong one, you can make all the water disappear, or everyone can start speaking a different language. She looked to the trees. They were saying something. It was distracting Zeka. After some quick thinking, she continued. The trees are talking about the muscle that can pull all the heat around me, she giggled. They called it the scary muscle. I never thought the forest could be so cute. What does it feel like? May asked cautiously. It's tight and stiff, like when you hold your breath, Zeka explained. Pull gently, she added, repeating the trees. May took a deep breath and held it, feeling for the familiar feeling. When she found it, she pulled gently. The warmth left her. The sudden shock of the cold made her horse whinny, so she relaxed it. The warmth took a short time to return. There was no pain. That is quite the trick, she muttered, her lip quivering. There's much more to learn, and much more pain to feel, she smiled. Pain? I felt no pain from the cold, if that's what you mean, she said. Zeka was left speechless, the force guiding her. If the force is to be believed, then the power you hold is not mine. It's like mine, but something greater. What do the trees have to say? They said, power combined brings unlife, she translated. Are they always this cryptic, she asked. May nodded. The town was appearing through the trees. It was small and bustling. I can show you where Treecan lives. Treecan? Did I say...
Again, it could be Treecan. It can be Treecan. It really doesn't matter. It can be one sentence and one the other, and I wouldn't really be upset about it. But yeah.
Nice short little chapter. They said power combined brings on life.
Yeah.
Are they always this cryptic? It's like, it's not like they have a big page to write on. They have finite communication ability.
Probably wasn't being as the word scrupulous as I once should have been.
No, you were not. That's okay. Let's take a look.
I need to enhance the scrupulosity.
May nodded. The town was appearing through the trees. It was small and bustling. I can show you where Treecan lives. Let us make haste. Who is that saying, I can show you where Treecan lives?
This all should be Zeka.
This all should be Zeka.
Yeah, because
okay.
May just nods.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, she's very talkative, so it fits. And you see her come back out a little bit from the previous chapter in Bronze Home. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Oh my goodness. Why do I do this to myself? Okay.
Zeka was left speechless, force guiding her. The force is to be believed. Then the power you hold is not mine. It's like mine, but something greater. So they didn't switch powers, or there's another influence? Powers combined.
Well, the trees did say next that powers combined brings on life.
That's...
What does that mean? It's cryptic, right?
It is very cryptic. It's very, very cryptic.
And I know the answer, so it would be kind of...
Well, don't tell me.
cruel of me to just spoil it, so... But I'm happy it's not 100% clear that there is something interesting there. Something to
Sudden
wonder
shock
about.
of cold made her horse whinny.
Yeah, you said something. Is that spelled wrong, or is that the wrong word?
No, I just wasn't.
Like she went to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like all of a sudden because of the cold.
I think it was just a shock of using a word that I don't often.
Yeah, it's not in your vocabulary.
It's not often there, and so my brain had to wrap myself. Like I had to think about what that noise was.
I see. That's all that was.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so what was she? She does this power, and Zeka felt pain, and she didn't. So you can see that her power is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But it's like the same muscles.
And it seems to be, it is Zeka's, but there's something else there.
Mm-hmm.
There's something else going on.
And that brings unlife is kind of a little bit dark and scary.
Yes.
Foreboding.
I do like this line. They called it the scary muscle.
Scary muscle. I thought it was so cute because it makes everything cold. It takes all the heat away.
That can pull all the heat around me. They call it the scary muscle. I never thought the forest could be so cute. Zeka's getting a full appreciation of this forest.
And May's kind of getting appreciation of what the muscles can do.
Yeah.
And it gives the reader the ability to kind of do both.
Right, explains,
unfortunately, yeah.
It gives the reader a way to explain the magic a little bit, but not be like...
And kind of make them intermingle here. Like the trees are talking about the muscles.
No, I do have to appreciate, as a reader, I do have to appreciate this kind of interaction.
Trees can pull the muscles.
I can appreciate this kind of... this kind of writing, because it's not... There's explanation, but it makes sense to the story. It's not like... forced in there because the reader needs to learn something. May has to learn something too. Mm-hmm. So I have to say I really appreciate that in the story.
There's got to be something missing though. That's the thing I need to find.
What do you mean there's got to be something missing?
It's a short thing that I'm doing here. It's a very small chapter, and that took an afternoon.
So you're saying you feel like there should have been more?
No, it's there. There could be some time in which there was no dialogue, right? They could just have been wandering, or she was experiencing the cold, and that took more time than.
And Zeka's distracted by the trees talking to her, and
which I mean, her dialogue getting chopped up is funny because of that. Because when you first meet her, it's chunks of dialogue from her, and now it's dialogue. Something happened. Dialogue. Tree said something too.
Because she keeps looking to the trees.
Yeah, and it's breaking up her whole thought.
Mm-hmm. Whereas before she just had to feel something, do it, and then move on. Now there's a communication happening that she has to be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
You made a mushroom.
Toadstool.
That's not a toadstool.
Anyway, and the way that the magic's coming out, is it clear enough? Could I be more elegant or more exploratory of it? Could I find more inside of these magics than I'm doing per chapter?
The only thing that I, not quite sure of is, what did that muscle do? It made her cold?
It started drawing in the heat from around her.
Found it. She gently pulled the warmth. She pulled gently. The warmth left.
The warmth left her, sucked into that muscle. I guess is what I could put there. That's perfect. So instead of the warmth left her, when she found it, she pulled gently. The muscle began absorbing. How do I say this? The warmth slipped into it. When she found it. The muscle. I'm going to change that so we can do this. Right. Whoa, caps.
Whoa, caps. That's what you get for playing video games before we do recordings.
So when she found the muscle, she pulled gently. When she found the muscle, she pulled gently. How do you express this? Like, it's sucked in the heat. It's like the muscles somewhere in her area that she can pull, however it is mentally, and she pulls on it, and that area starts absorbing. But I don't know if absorbing is the right word. Pulling in.
It's not absorbing. It's not.
It pulled in the heat.
So is there one place in her that's warmer than everywhere else?
No, it probably would take all of her heat first, and that should hurt. But she's not being hurt by it.
Right, but it's pulling it into... I know it's not exactly a muscle. It's like a muscle. It's the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
So where is it taking the heat to?
Wherever that muscle is in proportion to the body. So if it's like right here, all the heat would absorb into here first.
Okay.
But if it, I guess, like if it were here, it would absorb into here, but it could also be like down in your thigh and absorb into the thigh.
So when she feels heat there?
It's more like the heat is going through it so fast that there's only cold nearby. Right? Because it's ice. I don't know. Maybe I need to rethink of what's happening here. How do I reword this better then? If it's not doing that, it's not in a specific body part. Maybe that's the case. It's like this mental thing.
Or it's transferring the heat to another dimension that we're not aware of.
That has implications. This is too close to the divine arcane to have those kinds of implications.
Okay.
But you're on the right track.
I mean, where could you send heat to that doesn't
it's magic. It can just go away. Right? It can just slow everything down, kinetically. Or it's just cold.
Yeah.
Because that's all heat is. And the motion can transfer, but it can also just stop. Right?
Yeah.
So, cold crept away from her.
Yes.
There we go. I'm looking at it the wrong way.
Crept away from her? She is going to be cold.
Yeah, she's freezing. It should be cold and painful to be that freezing.
So, the cold didn't creep
What's
away
the word?
from her.
Expanded away from her. In like a bubble. Just like started to grow the cold, the freezing. The molecules in the air just stopped moving so much.
I mean, you could say the cold...
Emanated
from
her.
Yes.
Until the horse whinnied.
Yes.
I don't know how to spell emanated.
Do I have to look up another word here?
No, we have the right click. You know that.
I only know left click. Sorry. Emanated.
It's A. Okay.
Emanated from her.
Like I was reading in my new book, I'm using the word harbinger, and I found it was harbinger. Like there's no reason. There's like no N. It's harbinger, not harbinger. It's weird. Words are weird.
Words are weird. It's been some of my favorite shorts to watch is someone talking about the English language and teaching it to people who are not English speakers. Telling them the rules. Like a silent P in receipt.
Receipt.
It's recept.
Receipt.
Receipt. There's a P in receipt.
Receipt.
And in pterodactyl. And in phantom.
The started out on their hoses.
The hoses? The hoses.
Oh my goodness.
I remember Traken. He was a young man. He was a kind young man back in the war.
And this paragraph might need some thinking.
Well,
make sure I'm saying everything I want to need to be saying here.
Back in the war at night, we could hear him crying. He told us it was for all the people he killed. But I secretly thought he was just afraid to fight. She paused, looking into the foliage, then continued in a softer tone.
As if the trees said something to her.
Mm-hmm.
So she softened her tone.
Uh-huh.
Because the tree said something. That's clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He disabused me of this thinking.
Yes, the thinking that
What
he was afraid to fight.
Disabused.
Am I misusing it? That's a word to look up.
What disabused?
Yes, that's a term I hear. Let's make sure I'm using it in the right context.
That's a term you hear.
A word. Yes. This disabused me of something.
Persuade someone that an idea or belief is mistaken. Holy cow, that's an actual word.
Now, if you think of it, disabused means that you took the abuse and kind of undid it, maybe? Or it never really happened and you misunderstood something. And so the abuse here is her thinking that he was weak and then realizing that he wasn't weak.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I didn't know you'd never heard of that.
I look at it and I'm like, okay, abuse is to beat someone. Disabuse means to not beat someone.
Yeah, it's like you're recognizing that you did it. Almost. To disabuse them. Like, the abuse here is that this person that he conceivably respects thinks he's weak and afraid. Mm. That's the abuse she's doing, and so he disabused her, saying this isn't an abuse. You know?
Okay.
It's something else, and she now sees the truth.
There was no anger in his eyes.
It's a strange word, but I liked it.
No joy in his breath. I like that sentence a lot. There's a lot of emotion in there.
Yeah, and then in the end, no, just sadness and a yearning for the madness to stop. But stop the madness. He was just a sad soldier.
She looked into the trees
who didn't
again,
want to fight anymore.
this time responding.
So now the trees said something and she's responding to them. That was clear.
Yeah.
And what do you think the trees said by what she said?
Something to...
The trees called him a hero.
Yeah.
Clearly. Right? Because she says truly he was a hero. Oh, and I didn't quote that, right?
You didn't quote that, no.
Man, there's so much.
Regardless, he never made it our problem. Though fighting for good was never as enjoyable with him around.
Because he just kind of made it suck because he didn't want to kill anyone. He just had to do it. He just knew he had to do it. She loves her humans. She's a good puppy.
The trees told the town's name was Longglass.
Told me the town's name is Longglass. She's talking to the trees.
Yeah.
And she's saying the trees told me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that was just your mushroom.
And it's not was. I don't think was is right here.
Is this mushroom? Don't burp at the mushroom.
So the sentence is, the trees told me the town's name is Longglass, and of Treecan, the arcane disciple.
Oh, and of Treecan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to do, but the of still didn't need to be there. And
no,
Treecan,
because...
Who is the arcane disciple there. So it's another person she fought in the war with, who also includes Frick and Crest.
Yes.
They're kind of just, they live around each other after all this.
Sleep invited her. She slept deeper than she had thought possible.
There's also, I was thinking, it had something to do with the plush bedding. Because she slept in Braun's home.
It could be. I mean, is her bed at home not?
She's not at home.
Right.
I didn't really give that much thought. I'm sure it's very comfortable. So they kind of live happily.
So, she's sleeping in a weird place, in a weird...
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
not just a weird place outside of her town, but
and she went
outside.
into a bath with a bunch of nice, lovely smells.
Yes.
probably really refreshed her, so she probably slept really deeply, harder than she thought possible because of the luxury, because of Zeka's luxurious gift.
Yes, but I think the way you're making it sound is that she's kind of in an unfamiliar place, and so she didn't think she was going to sleep so well in such an unfamiliar place. Do you see what I'm saying now?
I don't know what to say to that.
Okay.
Can you say it again? What were we just saying? I got distracted by what I was saying.
Because of Zeka's luxurious gift, despite the unfamiliarity of the place around her. I know I struggle sleeping in places I don't know. Like, if I stay in a hotel room.
Is that a way of saying it? Oh, maybe even like...
Yes. No, don't put a period there. Don't even put a comma there.
No, it should be luxurious yet unfamiliar. Oh, it should isolate the unfamiliar. Or maybe if not is better. Luxurious if not unfamiliar.
No, yet familiar home.
Okay.
Unfamiliar home is good. Her dreams were a frick and his touch. She had been too long without. She regretted waking up. She hoped that this would be the last time. Whoa!
That's weird. I want to just delete the red spot.
Without holding him. The hat did too. She could feel it.
This statement here is not the hat speaking, right?
That is the hat narrating her feelings.
Yes. It's narrating her feeling that the hat wants to be with her, that Frick wants to be with her. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, right after that sentence,
It's kind of a strange sentence, too.
After she could feel it, and then to Zeka, there's a sentence missing here.
What do you think?
Leaving the room, she noticed Zeka filling her bag with various things from her bronze home. Because you jump from her being asleep and waking up to Zeka filling her bag. There's no her coming out of the room. It's just, this is what's happening. I'm trying to figure out how to do a rose. And you can almost get a whole petal shaped out. It's the center. Your mushroom's dying.
That's fine.
Oh no! Oh no, my petal almost died. After May donned her armor, she walked back through the sliding door. Filling her bag with various things from Ron's home. When she finished, she said, "Take us back." Yeah, that's much better. Except for you gotta capitalize May.
One of them, the hat did too, is capitalized. Which is interesting. It should be on an M, not an H. But where is the M? After May.
After May, but before April.
After May donned her armor, she walked back through the sliding door. Zeka was filling her bags with various things from her bronze home. Okay.
Okay. What?
I can't spell. I can't spell.
Well, you're also capitalizing words that shouldn't be capitalized.
Check me out, everybody.
Are you spelling? She politely asked, take us back. That's much better.
That makes her sound a little better. A little less demanding. Even though she's allowed to. She's a little bit that kind of character. Alright.
The guy started a rose.
Stay tuned for more. Thanks for listening.
Nope, smash it.
Thanks for watching. It's fun to watch that happen on the screen over there, too.
Yeah. I like smushing the clay.
We will see you next time.
Love you.
Love you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Hello and welcome to Editing with My Wife, now with a secret. Hey, Cheesy, you know what that secret is?
You can't make mushrooms.
This is a test.
Oh.